what's up?
Baby, let's go.
Welcome to our website. We got loads of news and gossip for you today. But first, here's a new song.
There was a noise from somewhere deep. We heard the sound, it was bittersweet. Voices calling out from an aching heart, getting so much closer. We're staying apart, singing a song of hope and love that we. You heard when I heard. I feel what you feel. We will survive. We will stay strong. Love is the word, and hope is the song. The streets are empty, but the sky is clear. You want somebody and can't have them near. Taking shelter where you can when the world is at stake. Alone together, trying hard not to break. Singing a song of hope and love that will heal. You heard when I heard. I feel what you feel. We will survive. We will stay strong. Love is the word, and hope is the song. A song for the lonely, the tired and the weary. A song for the broken, the mighty. Can you hear me? Get beyond our pride and greed. Share everything that we need. We won't be ignored. We will be restored. Singing a song of hope and love that will give. You heard when I heard. I feel what you feel. We will survive. We will stay strong. 'Cause love is the word, and hope is the song.
Oh, got it.
Good morning, South Florida, and welcome to the breakfast at the Brooklyn Cafe TV.
Take a deep breath and a good whiff of that coffee brewing. Grab yourself some toast, a donut, or any breakfast. As Dawn and Freddie get you up and ready for the rest of your day.
So I grabbed myself and called 888-994-4995 to share a tip of the day.
Or just to say good morning.
So get ready for the time of your life.
Shake off your sleepies, buckle up, because it's showtime.
Welcome to the morning show. You going to Seattle? I can see that. You're all dressed up, ready to go.
Good morning.
Welcome. A lot of good stuff in the news and everything else. But before we get started, I want to say, if you are watching today's show, do me a favor, share it out. Not because I'm in jail, but there's something going on with Facebook that I don't understand it quite yet. Apparently now my name is Amy Rashevsky.
You got the same thing?
Yeah.
So I have it also.
Yeah, we are now are Amy Rashevsky. You know, I said to the world that Amy's show is doing super duper, but I didn't think they were going to transform me into her.
Yes, everything second to my name is Amy.
Yes.
You too.
Yes,
I
and if
just
you
saw
hit
that.
it, it takes you through her whole world.
Really?
Yes.
In
Did
the
you
mind
know
of
she?
Amy Rashevsky.
Did you know she has 12 children?
Happy Wednesday to you.
Only kidding.
The mind of Amy Rashevsky. Happy Wednesday, everybody. What a week.
What a week.
What a week.
I'm exhausted.
Teddy, we say this to you every Wednesday morning. What a week.
I'm exhausted. And it shouldn't happen. At my age, I should not be working harder. I should be working smarter.
Yes.
But something's going on. My ABC wires are all crisscrossed.
It's because we got friends in here. We got friends in high places
When
that
I-
come out when they choose.
When I start getting phone calls from Slick at 8 o'clock at night,
Really?
I try to hear your voice before I go to sleep.
something
You're
definitely
very calm and soothing, your
is going.
voice. It helps put
I
him to
almost
sleep.
called Vinny. Look how bad it's gotten. I almost called Vinny for like a cry of help.
Why?
Because I said, Slick just called me, and he totally blew my mind with this conversation.
Wow.
Totally.
Me?
Yes. And then I said, maybe I should call Vinny to calm me down.
Vinny would do that. I like it when Vinny's here. He sends a whole nother perspective to what's going on.
Hello.
Good morning, Teddy.
No, that chair.
No, Israel gave us those chairs when we moved in. There's one behind the board, and there.
That's
yeah.
that's the Israel
That's the
special.
Israel chair. Grab a mic. What a Wednesday. It feels like a Friday is all I'm telling you.
So,
What do
so,
we got cooking
so
today?
there's good news on the horizon. The $1.9 trillion mega dollar, the lotto is going to be signed today.
What?
Do you know the 17 million
The
families?
Stimulus check.
Yeah, I
Stimulus
I thought it was already
check.
signed.
It was approved by both the House and the Senate, but the Senate made changes, so we got to go back to the House and they'll approve it
I kind
today.
of feel like Slick put it out and he manifested a stimulus check.
It was
but I
because
thought
of the
check.
song.
I thought they already signed it though since this
It was
weekend.
only halfway signed.
No, it's been signed twice. They got to sign it a third time because of the changes.
Politics.
But I heard because of your song,
Really?
they signed it. Yes, the Republicans had
The energy, you know.
Republicans had no
feel it.
choice. Do you believe that not one Republican voted for this in both houses? Not one.
Not one.
Not one. But
Making
they don't
a
have enough
statement.
votes.
They're making a statement.
No, the statement is that the Democrats now control the country.
Yep.
No matter what they want to pass, they'll pass.
pass
As
it,
long
yeah.
as both sides stay on the same side.
Correct.
But it's interesting. 17 million families are not going to get the stimulus the way they did on the first two.
Why? Where'd they change?
Because it goes from 75,000, you get a check. 80,000, you get nothing. It goes like this and like this.
Well, I'm hoping our crew, unless this one who works 25 jobs, gets their checks. Look at him. How you doing?
Checking the volumes.
He's smart.
He is.
I'm gonna
He's
get you a plug-in for your
He's in the
phone.
cockpit of the plane over there. He's
I
flying.
know.
the
I
plane.
feel like the plane will land with this guy.
And
This guy
we're
over
good.
here, crash landing.
What?
Do planes
Wow.
have parachutes?
Wow. Thank you.
They don't, but they should. Wouldn't that be a cool thing?
It would be called a slick parachute.
There was a test model a few years ago, I remember, where
Yes.
the capsule where like the people were would detach from
Yes,
the
I
engines and it
saw
had
that.
parachutes.
That would be cool.
But they couldn't do it because the price of it was so expensive. It would
Yeah.
cost $1,000 to go from here to New Jersey, or
Oh,
whatever.
A
you know.
person,
was.
yeah, that's not a thing.
But that's kind of cool, right? That the whole thing goes out in the air. They call it the slickster.
Yeah, hard pass.
But you know what's funny too? Like this past week I saw John Oliver, right, on HBO. The last week of John Oliver.
Really?
I'm
yeah,
sorry.
he was talking about
Who's John Oliver?
Yeah.
a British comedian. And,
Oh yes.
and this past week he's talking about unemployment checks in Florida and how crazy and convoluted it is to get it.
Still here.
It is.
You know anyone that's getting unemployment here?
Yes.
You do? Mm-hmm. How much do they get? I
Three-
don't know. I'm
300.
asking. How much?
300.
A week?
Oh, wait, yeah, then.
And are they still getting back pay from last year?
That's
Maybe.
that's
I don't think so. I don't
that's the
think so.
dark shadow question. We don't know.
Really, we've been doing this for a year.
Yeah. And it's going to be another year. Yeah, I don't understand something.
We're in
When
the
are we
roaring
going to get
20s.
over? I can't believe it's been a year.
You know, I was asked this morning, when are we going back to our old ways?
Never.
And that is what I said.
Never.
And the they said, well, why not? I said, because I'm very happy with being separated. when we have guests in the studio. I don't need 5 people sitting around this table anymore.
Well, because this thing is going to mutate like the flu into other things.
Well,
and
even if just the flu or viruses or any type of virus, I don't need. Can
Yeah,
you
but
believe
this-
we used to do that? It
There-
was so normal, but yet now it's not.
well, you ever go to a concert or a baseball game or a football game and it was 500,000 people around you? Are you going to do that again?
I didn't like doing it before all those people. I don't even like going to the mall, but people will do it again. I saw Texas is 100% capacity, no mask. They are up and out. And
It's
ready
already
to
gone
roll.
up, 4,200 cases or something.
Texas has?
It's already
It's
happening.
interesting. So once everyone gets vaccinated that chooses to, and things get under control,
Well,
will
that's
you
another
still
thing.
wear your mask? So like
Yes.
if you were in a room and everyone is vaccinated in the room, would you still wear your mask?
Yeah, because you don't know what's going around now, to be honest. Unless you really know the people that's around you. So.
I will. Even after the.
And
But
plus,
even just
the
think about like
masses
the
of
common
fashion.
cold and all of these other things now.
Yeah, true, but like I know, like right now the mask is like a fashion, so get used to it because.
I am going to make mask wearing a fashion statement.
You and Slick now have matching fashion statements.
I am going to, my mask is going to have thought of the day on it. You suck.
Nice. Happy Wednesday.
Well, I
Happy
bet you-
birthday to you,
but-
Genji, if you're watching.
I bet you
Mm-hmm.
I get a lot of attention.
Correct.
Yes.
Or I say, pay attention, lotto winning numbers.
I like that. I actually had a dream, the pick 3 last night. I got to go play them. Cash 3. I've never done 3, but I got to go play these numbers and see.
I thought one for Slick. It says my digits and his phone number. Call me.
Oh, true. Yeah,
Nice.
so
That would be
not
really
bad.
nice.
Everybody in here has
Like,
something.
What you working on over there, Chenzo?
Oh, I'm setting my intro and ending for my show for today.
Oh, no pun
Something.
intended, included?
What do I feel like today, honestly?
Dr. Evil. That was so perfect for you as a Halloween costume, by the way. Getting ready for Halloween again?
Halloween. We just had Halloween.
6 months ago.
Well, I celebrate.
Can you
second
believe it's
Halloween.
been 6 months
It's in
already?
November.
Absolutely not.
It's in November.
Isn't that
It's in
crazy?
October.
It's October.
What?
It's
October.
October.
Okay, whatever. It ain't now.
5 months ago it
Don't
was.
bring that up. We got her birthday, got your birthday, got his birthday. We got a lot of birthdays.
We
before
got
get to-
Magic
No,
Man's over here next week.
Magic Man is not having a birthday.
You're not?
Oh,
You're
he's
gonna stay the
skipping
same
it again.
age?
He's skipping
I
it
talked to
again.
Congress. I am allowed not to have a birthday.
I think last year we were allowed to skip that year so we can go back.
No, I am not having a birthday this year.
We got Annie in the house.
How are you, Annie? Do you remember what we used to call Annie in the day?
Annie.
No, she had a name. You remember your name?
She was always Annie.
Yeah, I remember.
Was
She's
Annie?
always Annie. Yeah.
Damn.
He wanted
She
the
was
name.
always Annie, but she's bilingual.
I'm sorry, and one thing has nothing to do with another.
Yes, you haven't put her in fuego yet.
Well, I haven't seen her. But she's in for a rude awakening. All right, a few things. Did you notice at the White House,
No.
the German Shepherd that was brought in by President Biden
Yes.
bit the hell out of a security
Yes.
CIA guy? Bit him. And they said, oh, it was minor. Meanwhile, the guy's limping to the hospital with like his organs hanging out.
Well, that's how you know that the world is back on track when our biggest story is the dog from
no,
Fox.
that wasn't the biggest. That was just.
It was a long segment. They're giving longer now time to these segments.
This is no news. They don't have any Trump dolls. to
I
push
feel like
around.
they're doing like what we do now is we hang out, they talk. There's a whole long story about the dog who went after the Secret Service agent.
But check
and-
it out. There's a reason I brought up the dog. If that dog was anybody else's dog, right? You have a dog. You have
Yeah.
a dog. You have a dog.
You have a
And your
dog.
dog bites somebody. What do you think happens to the dog? They send him home
No.
to have the chauffeur take care of him.
Well,
Not at all.
just as you would say, the dog is now in the dog house.
Yes.
No, the dog
The
is
dog is
home.
out of the White House and is back in the dog
Dog.
house.
No, he's at
no.
home and he has 14 people taking care of the dog.
The dog.
It's like everything else. Like if I commit a crime, I go to jail and they throw away the key. If
Yeah.
one of these politicians commits a crime, it's okay.
You get pardoned. They're going to pardon the dog.
I'm not gonna pardon no dog. If he was a turkey, he'll be done.
No, they would pardon the
It's-
turkey.
You could just the guy just might not have pressed charges. If you don't press charges, the dog gets a warning.
But the
Correct.
funny thing
That's like
is,
a real
the
thing.
CIA
Is that a
guy.
thing?
the
Yeah,
C-
one of my friends, their dog was like abused, very aggressive, whatever. They've bit 3 times, but all 3 people didn't press charges. So now the dog's on house arrest, and they have like one more,
yeah, but the
try.
city can terminate the dog's life if they choose.
That's the 4th warning if it happens again.
I had a pit bull, and it didn't bite a person. It ripped the kid's jacket, or she was walking, And the cops came and says, if we get another call, your dog's done. So I had to put him in a cage. That's why Gio tells you about Sammy was in a cage. I was afraid to let this animal out.
The stories we get from your son are quite intriguing.
Yeah, my son is really... But the funny thing about this dog, the agent did not shoot the dog because it was presidential. Any other dog would have had a .48 automatic in its head.
Yeah,
When the
can
thing
you
attacked
imagine
him.
that agent would be gone, done if that ever happened?
I'm just saying, it's the president's dog. I can't shoot him. He didn't know he's chewing on the guy's leg. I mean, think about this scenario.
Well, I'm just thinking that it was top stories, top billing.
No, the top story was what happened again over the pond. Did you see what happened over the pond?
The Queen said 72 words. I was thinking it's like a 60
They counted the words.
30-second commercial. 72 words, she said.
She's devastated. She did not know that the Duchess was suffering so intently.
Really?
They did not realize the racism. But I'm really wondering, did you see the Oprah interview?
No?
And I guess it was 2 hours, so I didn't see the whole thing. Did you see it?
I didn't see the whole thing, but I saw the highlights, and I saw an interview with Oprah afterwards. That was really interesting.
So what is it? How many layers that you get become princess or prince? Like
What do you mean?
Prince Andrew and Prince Harry's children, are they considered princes and princesses?
Yes.
Yeah.
So there's the like heir to the throne, and then there's
Everybody
the royal
else.
prince. So like Prince Henry is the royal prince. Prince William is heir
Heir.
to the throne, but second heir.
Right.
Did they pass him over? Pass over Charles?
Are they going to pass over Prince Charles?
I don't know. There's rumors. I don't know.
Well, again, it
Can you
all
imagine being
depends.
born as Prince Charles and going, one day I'm going to be king, and not
Your
expecting your
mom
mother
just
to
never
live to
dies.
125? I mean, seriously, like, it's
So what?
unbelievable.
And
But,
first of all, who cares?
The other two, their wives, Meghan Markle and the other one whose name I can't remember, Kate, they'll never be princesses. They'll only be Dutch and Duchess.
And what about their kids?
Their kids, because they're of royal blood, they'll be princes and princesses.
So that was the thing, apparently,
It skips
right?
one.
They were not going to let Archie be a prince. They were taking his title away. That
First of all, nobody
allegedly
ever
was the
said
issue.
that. Nobody, even the Queen says, you can't change monarch rule. It isn't like the Queen wakes up one day and says, okay, you will not be a prince today. It's not the way it
And
works.
why would she ever do that to her great-grandchildren?
It
No
doesn't-
grandmother would
it's
ever
not
do
even
that.
the way it works.
But think about it. Granny would never do that.
I just love when they have life and they add drama and mix, because this is nothing more than drama.
But it's not all. The queen doesn't make every single decision.
She doesn't make any
has-
decision.
Yeah, she has a whole cabinet of people and her advisors who make the actual decisions.
That's why it's called the institution.
Yeah.
It's like Blue Bloods. You know
You
Blue
love it?
Bloods?
Yes.
Blue Bloods. Don't mess with family business. I got to tell you, you mess with family business, you get the horns.
I got to tell you, there's something to be said about your old school thought process of family business. Back in, your neighborhood.
Because it worked.
It works. You protect the family at all costs.
What's the Godfather theme song again?
Yeah, that,
Yeah,
exactly.
So mafioso right now.
I didn't.
So
I didn't mean
mafioso.
it that way. Blue Bloods is the opposite of the Godfather, but the Godfather worked too.
But I mean, protecting your family as the whole.
You see, the Godfather was the illegal element that worked. Blue Bloods is the legal element that works, and therein lies the difference.
We hear you, Vito.
I mean, think about it. You run a business, right? Everybody, I say today, here's the key to the throne. Run a business. And you got people, 100,000, or you got 10,000 people under you, and you're running this business. And you got to make some decisions because you could be bankrupt. You know that a business can turn over in 6 seconds. I've seen it. You can have a business going, and the next thing you know, you make the wrong deal, and a bad deal, because you wanted to make a deal, ends it. So you got all this pressure on you. And do you take into consideration feelings? He has feelings.
Well, that goes into the conversation you were having this morning on leadership and business, and that's a whole nother
But
conversation.
how do you incorporate 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different personalities under one roof with one goal? Or do we have 6 goals?
Well, the question is whose goal is the goal?
Well, the business goal is the business goal, which is who's going to control the goal. If I say today you're the boss, everybody has to do what you have said, what you say. Everybody, including here's the mop, which will be our new segue to working here. And I'm letting the world know. Yes, I'm going to hand them up. Say, okay, you want to start working with us here? Here's your first duty.
Oh, the mop.
The mop. Remember we talked about
The
that.
mop, the garbage,
I
the
did it to
vacuum.
Blake. I did it to Blake.
You're right.
I said, Blake, here, this is your first duty. You know what he tells me? What do you want me to do with this? I don't know how to mop. Really?
Wow.
You put the mop in the
Kids
bucket, you
these
drain
days.
it, and you
Kids
mop.
these days.
Put your
But
left
it's an interesting concept as far as the goal of a business
Okay.
and what it is.
But it's getting there.
But they've got 4 other different ways to get there.
Then I want to hear it. And if I tell you I'm going to give you the keys to the castle today, everybody in here is going to listen to your plan for today. I don't want to see this. I don't want to see this. Are you a lion or a lamb?
Well, how much pressure can you endure before you change who you are? It's a deep conversation. We really
How
going
much
to go
pressure?
there? How much pressure can you handle as the lion before you go, maybe I've done something wrong?
Is it
He's
fear?
staring at me as you say
Well,
it.
Annie's like, I just walked into a maelstrom. And then you got Vinny who's like, and Slick is Slick.
Yeah.
How much pressure can you handle
This guy?
Me? I
before
feel
you
like-
change your
The
delivery?
meter has a needle that fell off on him.
I
There's
don't-
no needle.
No, I don't think so. Like, how much pressure can I endure?
Yeah.
I mean, from my experiences, I endured a lot of pressure, so I never, for everything that, what is it? I just have to not overthink about like decisions I'm making, because I feel like my biggest setback would be myself.
You are your worst enemy.
Yeah. Because
So you don't think you don't think about it till after you do it. You think about it before you do it.
No, I think about it before. I think about it before I do it though.
Who that?
It's just like I already have the
Who?
solution.
Vinny's
I want.
sister.
Come on in.
Oh, she's got Joanne.
Oh,
Already.
Nelly, Nelly.
Oh.
You walk around with a giant pillow?
That's Joanne. I guess you're here for Vinny's show? She's on a gag order not to speak? Yes, from right on the nose. Vinny told her don't talk. All right.
You
So
didn't tell her that.
no, she probably listened to you that said no, don't.
No.
So how much pressure can you endure, Annie?
I feel
Because we
like
knew you
it
when you had some
depends.
pressures a couple years ago.
I think it depends
Tell-
on the
on what?
circumstances. It depends on, like he was talking about the importance of family. I think it depends also on, the family. It depends on everything, really. I don't think that someone can say, oh, this is how much pressure I can take. Because you don't really know until you get there. And you don't really know until you see everything else that's going around.
But will the pressure change your goal? And you want to teach, say, ballet, and this is your goal, and you want to have your own ballet school one day.
That would be great.
And that is your goal. Tap, ballet, stretch, everything that you want to do. And you're going, things are great. And then people go, I don't like the way she did that. 1 person, 2 people. They say something else. 3 people. I don't like the way you taught that class. You should do it another way. At what point do you say, maybe I shouldn't be teaching ballet. Maybe I shouldn't open my own school? Or do you keep going?
I say you listen to your heart. And whatever your heart tells you, if this is your life, this is your passion, this is what calls you, what wakes you up in the morning, and you say, this is what I want, then I say go for it, no matter the cost. Even if you lose everything, if you went for it, at least you can die knowing, like, wow, at least I tried.
She's
I
hired.
did something.
Yep. You? I can't even ask you because I know what you're going to do. It's all about the family.
So mafioso. So mafioso.
Look at him. He just looked.
The funny
Dad.
thing, you make me laugh. I got to make some unpleasant decisions.
I know you do.
And then on top of that, I got to make more unpleasant decisions. And then when you get tired
You
and
got
you
to make
fall
some
asleep
more.
in the chair, I wake you up and say, we got to go.
I know.
But you got to understand, we are in a very difficult situation right now. That if you sit back and you try to realize that you are sitting back and saying, okay, what do I do next? If you wait for that bus, it ain't never going to come. It ain't never going to happen. And I don't care who you are. Okay? If Donald Trump can become president of the United States
True that.
in this country,
Really, bro.
good, bad, or indifferent. I mean, I don't care how he got there, but he got there. If that man can do that, because he's still a man, right? Still a man. If he can do it, then you're going to do lots of pressure.
Here's what Tina says. Normally, when you're doing something right, people have something to say about it.
Always.
True that. That was the first thing you and Les taught me.
But who cares what people think about you is none of your business.
See, I never understood that concept. It's kind of your business because it's
It's
about
none
you.
of your business. I don't care. You know what? You don't like my hat? Don't like my hat. You don't like the way I do things? Don't like it. That's okay.
That's life.
Ain't my monkey, ain't my circus.
That's life.
Vinny, how far do you go until you say maybe not, or do you keep going?
Keep going until I see something wrong.
What if you just feel sad? And I was texting someone yesterday. She goes, "How'd you know I was crying last night?" I'm like, "Oh no."
Because you're crying all the time.
But
It's better. The trick would have been you're not crying. Whoo, look, I'm a mind reader.
But how far do you keep going? You've had a lot of people, you've been through a lot this year with jobs and different stuff.
well, here's the thing. I do. I cry on the inside, but I keep on going.
You keep going.
He cries on the inside.
On the inside.
How about you? Listen, there's no one else I can ask at the moment, so I've gone around the room.
I believe in living through pure spite and stuff like that. I told you guys when I was in school, I got told all the time that going into production was a stupid idea, and I'm never gonna make money, and I'm never gonna get a job, and I believe in the more people say you can't do it, the more you have to go harder for it, because there's nothing better than like shoving it in someone else's face.
But
Relatable.
then your motivation
Is spite.
is not going to be a futuristic value for you.
Well, my motivation is that I want to do it. My way to get through the pressure of it is spite. My motivation is if it's something that I really want to do, that I'm willing to put everything on the line for, then, that's my
Well, let me
coping for
ask
the
you another
pressure.
question. If you take a dollar bill out and you give it away,
Yeah.
is that okay? For an idea, an ideology, a philosophy in the production business. You take that dollar, you burn it. Is it okay?
Is it going to further your goals?
Is it going to make you break you? No.
No.
$2.
No.
$100. It's going to make or break you.
A camera, a sign, another camera, a few mics.
I'm talking about burning the money.
Actually burning the money.
What about 300,000?
This-
Mm,
boy, yo,
don't think I would do that.
Think about it. $300,000 on the table. You light it with a match and it disappears. And
Why would you
over
do
2
that?
years. That's what I did for 2 years.
No, you didn't. You were investing in yourself.
No, 300,000 burned a hole because I was doing it wrong. And everybody told me, you ain't never gonna make it in this business. And what I said, when I do, I'm gonna come see you. And then I'm gonna see what you say. See, because the race is long. There are 9 innings to a game.
It's a marathon.
That's
Win the
right.
battle, not the war.
But the bottom line is what it taught me was, if I stop believing in myself, then they win.
Facts.
Then their opinion of me matters. That's why I say now,
Facts.
your opinion of me is none of my business.
Just keep going.
Facts.
I know what I got to do. I know I wake up in the morning, I have a calling. I know what it is. I see Annie, might light up like a Christmas tree because
I know.
I know what this kid can do. I know what this kid can do.
Facts.
They may not know it yet. Those people that told you that, you shrug it off and you say, you're entitled to your opinion. But when you one day are running your shop, they're going to owe you an apology.
That's my
How
biggest
you
goal.
handle that apology is going to show the
That's the
tenacity of who you
interesting side
are.
of it.
How you handle it, it marks who you are as a person. Not the anger, not the bitterness, because that's easy. But how you handle it, you turn it into another business. Do you know that I write more business with people who think that what I'm doing is nothing but glorified buttons? My son told me that 11 years ago. I'm nothing more than a glorified button pusher.
Now look how much we've done. Amit says Elon Musk failed 1,000 times and never gave up. It's part of the game. Just cries a little when you think of letting go. What do you say? There's no tears in baseball? There's no crying in
There's
baseball.
no crying baseball.
Right?
It's funny because you're having a bad day, all of a sudden everything gets dark. And to be able to smile when it's raining is hard. But business is hard.
But I got to tell you, when we're having a bad day or we're having that, when I know today we walk in and they all come and they're all back to motivated to what they do and they're here, you go, you know what? Today's a new day. Annie, the sun will come up tomorrow and you keep going. Your name is perfect because it's true. The sun comes up every day and you get to keep going.
So I'm going to create a new gang because everybody likes gangs.
No, only you like
Yeah,
it.
everybody
likes
likes
No one likes a
gang.
gang
Everybody
except
likes
you.
gangs.
Everybody. First of all, would you rather go into the world knowing that you got somebody behind you that has your back?
Always.
That would be called a gang.
Okay.
So
You
You
gotta
ever
sneeze?
notice?
So mafioso.
If you're gonna sneeze, can you put your mask on?
So mafioso.
Well, don't sneeze in the
Well,
room.
don't sneeze in the room. Hold on a second. I'm ready.
It's allergies coming up. It's just allergies coming.
I got you. Don't worry about it.
I'm
Comes out,
watching.
I'm gonna be.
I'm watching the this and the this and.
So I'm gonna create a gang,
Okay.
and the gang is going to have a handshake, a secret handshake. Well, you can't handshake no more, so it's gonna have a secret something. That only those in the gang.
What's that? Did Three Stooges used to do something or something? You would know.
Dawn is no longer in the gang. But think about it. The reason why people, why do people even create those things? Why is it that, you know, with the horns and the handshakes and all that?
Brotherhood.
It's because you want to belong. You know, gangs made it big because you had somewhere to go. You had someone that no matter how crazy your ideas are, and I'm going to look in that direction.
The Brooklyn Brewers, the SoFlo gang.
Who's that?
Amit.
Yeah, the SoFlo gang.
The
That's
Brooklyn
that's
Brewers.
yours, Amit.
The Brooklyn Brewers?
86 that.
I was just about to say.
We're going to come up with something.
Okay.
And there's going to be a secret something.
Oh,
Cafe,
cute.
cafe something.
Cafe something.
It could be something. We'll come up with something. But I was thinking about this the other day. You know, the funny thing is that when somebody's having a bad day, you go over and you tap them in the back of the leg or you whisper in their ear and says, you know what? I got your back. Don't worry about it. You ain't alone in this. Even if you don't know what the problem is. Do you do that? Have you ever done that? Have you ever done that? That's one. That's two. You ever done that?
In a way.
No? There's only one way. Only one way, and then there's the other way. That's a yes or no. You ever done that? Think deep.
Done.
Yeah.
What was it? What was the question?
Have you ever gone over to somebody and you know they're having a bad day and say, son, you know what? I got your back. Don't worry about it.
Oh yeah.
Well, Jordana talked about that last night. Who are your people that you can go to? Who is your support group? And there, she talks about the three sects. You know, there's your family, there's business, there's friends. The three different groups. And I'm thinking, three? You're lucky in life if you have three people that you can go to, let alone three groups.
But have you ever done that? Let's go right to the source. Have you ever walked up to somebody and say, I got your back. Don't worry about it. I know you're going through a tough time.
In my
It's
own
over."
way, I wouldn't quite say it like
Why
that,
is
but
it with
yes.
his own
No,
way?
I
Peanut
don't.
butter is peanut
Dawn
butter.
does it literally every day. Every day, both of you come up to all of us. Are you okay? How are you guys feeling?
That's asking.
No, but
I'm going to
it's
change. The gang is going to change the way we deliver. Because
got
the
your back?
assumption is you have to decide whether or not you're having a tough day. I get that. But I'm just saying, got your back.
All right, new commercial. Vinny or Slick?
What?
We got your back.
Got your
Can you
back.
come up with a picture for us, a graphic?
I could think of one.
Hashtag we got your back. We put it out on the show today, 12 o'clock.
I mean, think about it. If you get that going, maybe we get everybody back in the right direction.
We got your back.
'Cause
Yep.
everybody wants to take care. I get it. You know, times are tough, man. That lady, that $1,400 check, they put her on the news, and she described 27 ways she's going to spend that $1,400. I'm like, I'm trying to add it all up, and you don't have enough money. And she says, that's the problem. There ain't enough to go around.
Yeah.
You know, there was a lady one day, I was in Tampa, and there was a lady, I was in the clubhouse of some place I rented, and I loved the orange juice, and I was reading the New York paper. And this woman comes, I'll never forget, blonde, blue eye, and she's sitting there, and she's crying her eyeballs out. And I don't know who she is. She's sitting right where Teddy is. And I look, and I say, what's the matter? She says, I don't have the rent, and they're kicking me out today. I don't know her name. I don't know who she is. I said, how much is the rent? $500. So I went into the office and said, here's $500. She lives for another month. So I didn't even tell her. So she found out what I did, and she hunted me down. And it was like 200 apartments, whatever. She says, why would you do that? And I said, why wouldn't I? I said, do you think it's an accident that you sit in front of me crying? Of all the places you could have gone to cry, and you sit in front of me. She says, but I don't know you. I says, you want me to go get the money back? Oh, no, you don't understand. Let me cook you dinner. I says, you don't have to do anything. I don't want something in return. But the next time you see somebody having a hard time, pay it forward. You know, give something up a little bit. Give something to somebody.
I got to tell you, social media right now is so hard. And I think of you guys, and everything's got this perfect life, right? And then last night, unfortunately, I saw a very sad post. And And it
Yeah.
gives you a whole new perspective on really what's
Yep, yep,
important on life. And life is what's most important. I'll tell you guys off air. But life is what's most important, and having your health, having your family, having your extended family, as Amit says, yes, the gang, your friends, because you guys are our family. We have our family by blood, and then we have you. And to me and Freddie, I'm going to speak for you, you are our family. And if we leave here at night and we talk in the morning, and you guys are it. You are the lifeblood of what keeps us going. But we keep going and going until I see that story that I saw last night, and you stop and pause, because 12 hours earlier, everything was great for them, right?
And they lost a life, yes, and it's unfortunate.
And it
unfortunate.
makes you realize what's important. But you got to be, as you said, Annie, true to what your passion is and your commitment, and people are going to try and bring you down.
Always.
And I don't understand why.
It doesn't matter. It's not to understand why. It's like the story
I'm
I
looking at
just
this
said.
one in spite. Why?
But
She
there
raises
is-
her hand, yes.
One thing I learned is misery loves a company.
Wouldn't it be better if we could just lift each other up instead of bringing each other down, right?
Well, there was this quote I learned from an artist that kind of gives me the freedom of stop caring what negative people think of me. You could be the sweetest apple on earth. There's just some people that won't like apples.
Ah, I like that.
You know, and the
That's
and the,
good.
the funny thing is that you guys now know that things are changing again, and there's going to be the have and have-nots.
There still are, yeah.
And when you've worked through a virus for a year and 6 months, and you haven't taken a day off, and you've grown and you've pushed, and we've pushed you guys harder than ever.
Yeah.
We've asked you guys to do shows. We've asked you guys to do things that are uncomfortable, because now you're going to see why. You see, when you are at the top of your game, and this thing turns over, and you're going to have a lot of have-nots, and they're going to be jealous. They're going to be angry that all of a sudden, why you? Why you? And you got to be ready for that mentality, not to defend yourself under anger, but understanding. And that's why we pushed. I got that message the day I was home, and she came here by herself. I said, wait a minute. The hell am I doing? Here by yourself, remember that? You were doing it from your house, she was in. I said, what, are you doing? What is this? But you guys have been warned. It's coming. And you're going to be at the height of your game. And if you think you're going to be light, think again. You're going to have to look yourself in the mirror and decide how you're going to handle people that are going to say, misery likes company.
I remember coming here and everyone said, how can you go there? I said, but I'm by myself. What's the difference if I sit in my house or I sit here? We had the ability to do it. You were home for different reasons. You were home because that's where you needed to be. And I thought, I'm here. Bay door open, put my feet up, turned the cameras on, and you guys all ran it. But we did it. We come a long way, baby, in a year.
Now, let me ask you a different question. If you are associated with somebody who is negative on everything in life, and that's not you, but you're associated with them, whether it's a radio station, Comcast, TV, whatever, because, you know, the web in here is deep. How do you handle that situation? Besides telling them, listen, lay off the negative, because they don't stop. How do you do that? How do you stop telling somebody to change their approach in life because it's not what you do?
What do you think people are going to change? Do you think people change?
No.
No. Do you?
I wear that on my arm every day.
You do?
Yeah.
You do?
Yeah, I think.
You do? See that? Those are dots. Those are spots. That ain't never coming off.
Well, you as a person, you can choose to change, but do you think other people will change for you? I guess that's the difference.
It's different.
With the approach change, how you deliver your message, even though, can that change? Because it gets a little funky. You know, I can be negative, and then I'm going to act all positive today. Positively negative. But how do you get along with people like that? What do you do?
I don't think you can ever really change who you are. I think you can make a conscious effort to come off as better, and you can have it change your mentality, but I don't think you ever can change who your true personality is, who you really are. As for someone who's negative, I wish I had an answer for that. When someone has a good answer.
Okay, so
I'll
now you're running
follow
the
it.
shop. How do you handle a new business? this way?
Amit says the best way to remove yourself from negative energy, because people will be around you, and the
Yeah,
only
but that
thing you can
isn't-
do is remove yourself
But that's
from
not
them.
the way you deal with business. Well, you think everybody we deal with is positive?
And then Amit tells us we're like his parents.
What?
We're like Amit's parents. He said his grandparents raised him.
Well, I'm gonna tell you, son, clean your room.
But,
Your room here still needs cleaning. Come on back.
But the funny thing here is in business, you ain't gonna meet everybody. What do you think? It's all roses and peaches out here? Really? Man, I count my fingers when I leave a meeting sometimes, and I'm missing one.
I mean, I know every single one of you is good-hearted. You coming back after 2 years just validates everything that we worked so hard for, because when you left, you had to make some changes and fix some things.
Exactly what I mean.
And here you are. But you chose to make those changes for you.
Absolutely. I knew that I was hanging around, you know, like you said, the wrong crowd or this and that. And I think there's a moment in your life when you look at yourself and you're like, what am I doing wrong? Why do I feel the way that I feel?
Talking to Mike.
And I think once you realize what that is and you start changing, making little changes, I think once you look back and you're like, wow, I don't even recognize that person anymore. Who was that girl? And then that's when you kind of like, wow, I have changed. I'm not that person. So I do think people change. And I think the influences that are around you and all that, it all comes together. It all matters.
And you have. I mean, you were great when we knew you, and you just had to find yourself. But we knew who you were then, but you found yourself now. So I'm so excited that you're back. And she's back. And you're doing what you do is amazing, how you help what you do on the weekends.
Yeah.
Incredible. And you, I feel like I'm the Wizard of Oz. And yes, you have a heart, and yes, you have but no, you work so hard. You do. You work hard, and you are compassionate. You just don't like people to throw nonsense at you. And I don't blame you.
Well, she just has to learn how to handle nonsense. It's the same thing with Slick.
But
Slick is like a giant sponge.
Slick
He takes
people-
everything in.
But just Slick, you don't take everything in.
He does.
They're the exact opposite.
He
I throw
takes
everything
it all
onto
in.
him.
It's like, yeah, we can do that. Until you found out could
No,
doesn't
we
mean
can
would.
do that. We're doing it. And then he says, okay, how do we do it?
Yeah, I got this. Yeah,
I got it. No
yeah.
problem. No
No problem. I got it. Yeah, I got
I
it.
used to
got
go like
someone-
this in the day. No problem.
I got someone text me, yeah, I spoke to Slick about this, and do you think we can shift this? I'm like, that's a
I
phone
never
call.
had these conversations.
I said,
that's
Slick
the
is, I
thing.
said, if Slick is going to do it, he thought he's going to do it, I guess he's going to do it. No
But you
problem.
realize, though, that the great thing about our crew is that our clients go to them before they come to us but then they say, is it okay that I did that? But they feel like our crew is so responsible in what they do and their work ethic on following through really our goals is Tracy can go right to Teddy and this other woman goes right to Slick.
You buying this? Okay.
What, me?
Yes, because you know what?
I
Teddy
know.
says, Tracy came to me and asked me this. Slick says, this one came to me and asked me this.
Okay.
If they didn't tell us that, that's when we go into our
I'm not
NDA.
going to say
But,
nothing. I'm going to stay very quiet on that subject.
but they do.
They do.
And Vinny, I love when you're here.
Oh, thank you. Thank you.
What's your show going to be about today?
Oh, my sister will be hosting.
You're hosting.
I'm trying to do something experimental.
Are you not on the show today?
I kind of like this.
Not in a way.
She's not
no.
talking
Make sure.
today?
Not in a way, no.
What is it going to be a conversation
it will
about?
be very interesting.
That's all we gotta say.
A lot of color over here. I'm
You
gonna
got
say
Joanne, and what's the bear's name?
This was a birthday gift I got for him. It has his voice in it.
Oh, boy.
Oh, that's scary in itself.
That's
You and your
facts. You wanna hear
You and
yourself?
your sister are like twins.
Bigs.
Are you like twins? How far apart are you in age?
1 year and a half.
My God, I'm looking at her, I see him. I'm looking at him, I see her.
I know, it's crazy.
Okay.
But there's a lot to grow in a business, and we just got to keep going.
You know something? It's not crazy. It's actually
Genetics.
no. It's actually a show if you think about it. It's a reality show. Something like I Look Like You, kind of show, and you guys talk about how twins and things exist in the world.
I could name 1,000 things how we're different, but okay.
You're right. It is. It is about being different. But I see. You see, we went to Einstein one day.
It's like Victor Victoria, but yet there's two of you.
Yes, I see like a split screen. Remember when we went to Einstein and there was this woman behind the counter
She was so
she was the
nasty.
she was the manager.
Yes.
And what did I tell the lady that gave us the bagels?
You said, I want to talk to her.
I says, I want to talk to you. I want to talk to the Grinch over here. She says, you want to talk to her? I go, yeah. Are you sure? Yeah, I want to talk to her. She was the nicest woman in the world, but she was having a bad day, right? That's all I'm saying.
It happens.
Give somebody the knowledge, it's going to be okay.
But every day's a new day. We keep going. We did not get here overnight.
Long way to go to
Right.
get to where we're going to go. And, you know, a long way for you guys. You guys are the future. And if there isn't a steady footing, if you are not 100% sure of what you want to do, with you. See that mirror? That ain't no accident. You think I put that up with Dawn there because we like a mirror?
Yeah.
No. No, it's
It was
not.
feng shui. They told me it had. No, I'm kidding.
It's not feng shui. Feng shui would be in that direction. It's about take a look in the mirror when you walk in here. That was the first thing that went up, remember?
Did you see the picture Jay's doing for our first breakfast with the sun behind you? So he
was-
looks like he's got this halo.
Full
the screenshot.
Byzantine
Did
Freddy.
you see it?
Yeah.
You see that? Look. Look at the picture.
It's hilarious.
Shrink down a little bit. You gotta be right.
No,
in the
don't
middle.
shrink out. Don't do it. What's the matter with you?
But that's coming, and Max Lazega had a great show yesterday. His story is incredible. He was on one of the rescue ships from World War II that the children came over on these rescue ships without parents. And
He was on the ship? How the hell old is this guy?
He was born in 44.
Didn't the war stop in 46? Or he was a kid on the ship.
He was on one of the rescue ships.
I thought he was on the ship rescuing kids. Come here. How
He was
old is
one-
this guy?
You know, the ships that brought the kids over and the parents didn't come over and rescued and brought them to the United States. I mean, what a
Yeah.
story. You
I
hear
know.
that.
I know. I didn't know that. Do you know who died? Roger Mudd died. I guess you don't know who Roger Mudd is.
Baseball?
Roger Mudd? He was a correspondent for Walter Cronkite.
Really?
Walter Cronkite. Yeah.
How
remember
old was
Walter?
he?
93. But you know what he's known for? Roger Mudd. He was a correspondent. So when Cronkite took off the air, he was in there. I remember seeing him as a kid. He asked, what's his name? Kennedy. He asked the Kennedy brother from Boston, so why do you want to be president of the United States? Because he's talked about becoming president, and he studied. Kennedy studied, do you know it cost him the presidency? That interview. That's what the guy is known for. Is a plaque with the whole conversation.
Wow.
He cost the man the presidency because he caught him with his pants down. I don't know why I want to be president. Why would you ask me that?
Wait, literally for Kennedy or?
Kennedy. That was Ted Kennedy.
Wasn't he known for having his pants down most of the time, trying to get women?
Bada boom. He was a drunk. Yeah.
And that would be from the voice of Vinny.
It's true, though.
No better way to end the show. You're hilarious. Never get caught with your pants down.
Never get caught with your pants down.
Slick told me he always gets caught with his pants down. That's why he wears shorts.
Correct. I do.
He has
Slick, what
shorts
are you
underneath
working
his
on?
pants.
What is it? Just adjusting the volume for.
For that piece from yesterday?
Correct.
Awesome.
Also, we have to
Schneblies.
convert Studio B. We had some tracks and stuff in there.
She's excited to see what we got next.
She's out of sight, out of the world. We got some new stuff coming. I have another artist coming who sings,
Thank you. I know.
which is nuts.
While you're talking about that, happy birthday, J.C. Dreesen. Today is her birthday.
JC Dreesen, you don't know it yet, but you're going to be one of the selected
You
four.
are the next contestant on.
You're one of the four that we're going to be doing interviews all week on music for a build-up. And that young lady yesterday, I can't remember her
Nicole.
name. Nicole is going to be our fifth.
Serenity Now. Don't pronounce her last name. I couldn't tell you what it is. Nicole Z. Well, amazing story that she's got. So you guys are the next generation. Ready to wrap this up? Happy Wednesday, everyone. Tune in for No Pun Included Intended with Vinny and Company.
The show that's sideways like that painting.
Can you imagine if you actually shot the film sideways? That would be hilarious.
No. He'll do it.
I know he will.
You can turn those cameras sideways. Why would you tell him that?
Because that's so Vinny.
Oy. You can actually do it, with
I know.
the cams turned.
Wow.
It's not the first time I've seen that.
Like Jim Carrey. I could just see him doing this.
You're nuts. You're like the person at the gas station says, you could light a cigarette here.
Would Vinny really say this? Would Vinny really do this
Him?
all the time? Yes.
I think it's better will Vinny not say this because he'll say anything and everything. He doesn't care, right?
Yeah.
You never know. All right. Have a great morning, everyone. Be kind to each other. We'll see you in a little bit.
And Mitt, love you too. We'll talk to you later.
Bye-bye.
Don't be late.
Well, that's about it for today. Even though the show is over, the Brooklyn Cafe is always open for business. You're invited to join the fun every day from 12 to 2. If you missed some of the laughs from today, Dawn and Freddie S will bring more good cheer next time. You can follow the Brooklyn Cafe on Facebook at the Brooklyn Cafe TV to rewatch every minute of the show. Well, see you next time.